One of the most interesting things that has come out is that Mercedes F1 teams are going to get an engine boost or a power unit boost during the Australian Grand Prix that is going to take place on Sunday, the 8th March 2026. And this is actually good news for McLaren, for Alpine, and for Williams, meaning that they are going to have a step when it comes to performance when you compare to the kind of performance they had during the preseason testing in Bahrain. And this is coming out as actually a good thing for the Mercedes F1 customers. And also it shows how strategic Mercedes were when it came to actually allocating resources as they headed into the preseason testing in Bahrain. And what is clear is that the choice to only give the customers a proven specification when it came to what they had during preseason testing and allowing the Mercedes F1 works team to actually maybe be the one to have the latest kind of specification when it comes to their power unit. And when you think about it, this is actually good news for the customer teams of McLaren, of Alpine, and Williams, because it means that they are not only going to get a more modern power unit, but they're also going to probably take a step when it comes to performance when you compare the kind of performance they had during the preseason testing and what they might end up having during the first race in Australia. If this is the first time you and I are meeting, I am Joe, and on this YouTube channel, I talk about Formula One and the business of Formula One. Now, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. And if you ask me, I think that was a very good and very strategic decision on the part of Mercedes to be able to split its program during preseason testing, giving the customer teams an already proven engine specification, meaning they could be able to proceed and run their programs and test whatever things they were testing. And it actually proved to be quite reliable because none of the teams had any issues when it came to reliability. And that also allowed the Mercedes Works team to then continue improving and testing the latest specification of their power unit, which is what they're actually now going to provide to the customer teams, especially given the rules have actually dictated that all teams must have the same engine and homologation expected to actually take place on 1st March 2026. And for context, it's good to actually know that the Formula One rules now dictate that the customer teams should actually get the same engine specification as the works team. And this means that the power unit that the Mercedes F1 team will be using is the same power unit that McLaren, Williams, and Alpine will have. And of course, it's going to be very interesting to see how these teams are going to perform and the kind of differences they are going to have, especially when you consider that Formula One today requires parity in performance between the customer teams and the works teams or the manufacturer. So a lot of people are going to be curious to see the gap between, for example, McLaren and Mercedes F1 teams, because those are the ones considered to be among the top 4 teams. Because if there is a requirement that everything should be equal, you can expect that probably they will be very close to each other. But of course, you cannot also take away the advantage that the Mercedes F1 team has, given that they are the works team and they are also the manufacturer of this power unit. So they may have a better understanding of how things are working and how maybe to extract performance from it, maybe more than you would expect from McLaren, Alpine, or Williams. But at least this will be an interesting case to study and see how things are going to evolve over the course of the season. The fact that McLaren, Williams, and Alpine are going to get an engine boost during the first race in Australia is actually very good news. It means they are going to probably take a step forward when it comes to performance as compared to the kind of performance that they had during preseason testing in Bahrain. And that can only mean that competition will be exciting, because you can expect that other teams have also tried to ensure that they are ready and have improved their performance in readiness for the first race of 2026. I am looking forward to the first race, and it will be very interesting to also see how the Mercedes family is going to perform over the course of the entire season. I would expect that Mercedes and McLaren will be a little bit closer to each other, with Alpine and Williams also playing a very big role when it comes to the midfield battle. If you have enjoyed this video and this conversation, watch the video on your screen right now. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not, and I'm going to see you in my next video.